The Hadza live across the Tanzanian savannah with a way of life that is very different from most of the modern world. They do not own many possessions, nor do they clearly separate work from leisure. Hunting, cooking, playing, and simply sitting together at the end of the day all take place within the same shared community space. And perhaps that is what makes their lives feel so free. Not because they have nothing, but because most of what they do is directly connected to everything else. After leaving camp and moving deeper into the brush, the Hadza hunt begins to slow into a different rhythm. They do not rush after prey. Instead, they study every sign on the ground, every disturbed bush, every patch of soil marked by fresh tracks. From these small clues, the hunters discover a porcupine hiding deep inside an underground burrow. When the lead hunter suddenly releases an arrow toward the brush, the entire group immediately spreads out and begins pursuing the animal. Porcupines are not easy prey, even though they are not particularly fast. When threatened, they often retreat into dense vegetation or narrow crevices, and their sharp quills make close contact dangerous. If handled carelessly, the quills can penetrate deeply into hands or feet. For this reason, the Hadza usually keep a safe distance while approaching. Only after the animal weakens do they move closer. Once the porcupine is secured, the group carries it back to camp together. What is interesting is that for the Hadza, bringing prey back to camp usually means it will become a meal for many people within the community, not just for the hunters themselves.
Wounded.
Abaco, Kirketaco.
On another day, while following fresh tracks left in soft soil, the Hadza discover signs of a large wild pig. The group immediately slows down and carefully studies the animal's direction of travel. Wild pigs are among the most difficult prey in the savannah. They are powerful, highly alert, and capable of launching dangerous counterattacks when cornered. After locating the animal hidden in low brush, they release an arrow. The poison coating the arrowhead gradually enters the bloodstream, causing the animal to weaken over time. the hunters immediately begin tracking it. This reflects the Hadza's deeply present-focused way of life. They make direct use of what nature provides that day instead of trying to accumulate excessive reserves. After finally bringing the animal down, they carry it into an open area. While moving through the landscape, whenever they find water, they often take the opportunity to wash their faces, clean their hair, or rinse dirt from their hands and feet. In reality, the Hadza do not neglect their bodies as many people imagine hunter-gatherer communities might. They understand the value of water in the scorching savanna and make use of every available source to cool down and recover after long hours of hunting. The Hadza make clear distinctions between different types of water sources based on generations of experience living in the natural environment. They know which water is safest for drinking and which should only be used for washing during a hunt. All of this knowledge has been passed down through countless generations within the Hadza community. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of Hadza life appears after the hunting is over and people return to camp. Children run around, play games, or jump rope in the open space at the center of camp. These moments reveal that Hadza life is not solely focused on finding food. Although they depend heavily on nature, they devote considerable time to connection, community, and enjoyment. This is especially visible among the children. Even though the men spend much of the day hunting in the bush, children maintain close relationships with their fathers and with other men in the community. When the hunters return, the atmosphere in camp becomes warmer and more relaxed. Young children run over, are picked up, teased playfully, and quietly observe how adults process game, build fires, and prepare meals. Among the Hadza, children do not grow up within isolated nuclear families as is common in much of the modern world. They are raised within the community as a whole. Every day, they learn by watching, listening, and participating in what unfolds around them. Even relationships between men and women are quite interesting. During the day, each person may have different responsibilities. Some hunt, while others stay in camp cooking or caring for children. But when everyone returns, they prepare meals together, sit beside one another, and naturally share responsibilities. Back at camp, the process of preparing the animal begins almost immediately. The large quills are carefully removed and kept aside because for the Hadza, nearly every part of an animal has value. Porcupine quills may be used as decoration, crafted into handmade items, or serve other purposes in daily life. The way they utilize their prey reflects a clear principle within hunter-gatherer culture: take only what is needed from nature and appreciate nearly everything that is received. Food preparation continues steadily around the fire. No one needs to give instructions or assign tasks. Everyone simply knows what needs to be done. Everything unfolds naturally and familiarly as part of the ordinary rhythm of Hadza life. While the men roast meat over the fire, a group of women begins simmering meat in a large pot. Alongside hunted meat, foods made from wild plants also play an important role in the Hadza diet. One example is a white flour-like substance derived from forest plants, usually prepared and cooked by women in camp. They pour the flour into a pot and continuously stir it with a dry branch until it thickens into a soft, dense mass. The dish appears very simple, yet it is prepared often because it is easy to make, filling, and can be shared among many people. This demonstrates that the Hadza diet does not depend entirely on hunted meat. Although hunting remains an important part of life, they also rely on wild roots, fruits, honey, and various plant foods to balance their daily nutrition. As a result, Hadza communal meals may be modest and uncomplicated, but they still feel abundant. Abundance here does not come from having many dishes. It comes from the fact that everything available is fully used, shared, and matched to the needs of the community. When the food is ready, everyone gathers to eat. One of the most noticeable things is how relaxed these meals feel. Children run around, adults eat while talking, and food is passed naturally from one person to another. There is a sense that these meals are not only about satisfying hunger, but also about bringing the community back together after a long day. When the food is ready, the community gathers into small groups. Adults, children, men, and women all eat within the same shared space. Some tear pieces of meat apart, some pass food to nearby children, and conversation and laughter continue around the fire. This is one reason Hadza life feels so deeply connected. They do not need complicated systems to create community. The most important activities of a day, finding food, preparing